Alrighty, good morning everyone. This is Spoon973 here back with Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Now this just came out and it is relatively early in the morning. It's 5 right now. I just installed the game. I was gonna pick up a disc copy, but just seeing how small it was and it was only $30, I decided it'd be better just to download the game digitally, even though I like having a disc. But I just didn't feel like getting all the way over to a GameStop when there's going to be a whole bunch of people waiting for this. And I think a lot of people did the same thing too, but this is relatively a new release, only a couple hours after it's been released. I'm a big fan of the Metal Gear series. I have played every game except for 4. And I could pretty much tell you everything about it, but this backstory here, I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I think it's going to cover basically the events from Metal Gear Solid 3 to Portable Ops, which I think they retconned, but from Portable Ops then the Peace Walker, and then Peace Walker to Ground Zeroes, which Peace Walker takes place like a couple weeks before Ground Zeroes does. So I'm gonna just click on this, I'm gonna read out loud to you. There lived a man who was a legend among mercenaries, a man who put together a formidable unit of soldiers of fortune long before the advent of private military companies that dared to call itself a nation. A man who, with his nation at his back, made an enemy of modern capitalist society and the world. This is his story. Known by codenames such as Snake and later Big Boss, he proved himself as an agent of the U.S. Special Forces Unit Fox, but a certain incident spurred him to part ways with the military, and he is said to have roamed the world's war zones as a gun for hire. In 1974, Snake and his partner, Kazuhira Miller, were running a small mercenary outfit in Colombia, when they were visited by a man claiming to be a professor from Costa Rica's University for Peace. According to this professor, there had been several incidents involving a mysterious armed group in Costa Rica, country without a military of its own. The professor was accompanied by one of his students, a girl named Paz, who had been abducted and assaulted by this group. The professor and Paz offered to hire Snake to drive out to Costa Rica. However, Snake saw through their deception in an instant. The professor was actually a KGB agent, and the armed group in question backed by the CIA. The Cold War was no stranger to such overseas clandestine operations between the US and Soviet agents, but the CIA's motives were a mystery. Paz had escaped from one of the CIA group facilities with a cassette tape. On it was the voice of a woman known as the mother of Special Forces, the Boss. With a popular song from 1973 playing in the background, it was reasonable to conclude the recording was made recently. Snake was stunned. The Boss was supposed to be dead. What was she doing in Costa Rica? The Boss was Snake's mentor, and the only woman he ever loved, but 10 years prior, Snake was forced to take the Boss's life as part of a mission, a bitter memory that still haunted him. Despite realizing that she could not have survived, Snake was unable to turn the professor down. Telling himself he was intervening as a deterrent for the defenseless country, as well as to honor the virtue of Paz's name, Peace, Snake departed for Costa Rica. Once there, he ran to a unit of Sandinista National Liberation Front that had fled Nicaragua. After rising up against the pro-American Somoza regime, these rebels had become targets for the CIA group, who killed their commandante and left their unit in shambles. Snake rescued the Sandistas and invited them back to Mother Base, the new offshore base of operations provided to them by the KGB. The fallen commandante's children, Amanda and Chico, saw something of their hero Che Guevara and Snake, and grew to idolize him. This triggered a rapid expansion of Snake's forces. However, he was still no closer to discovering what the CIA was really up to in Costa Rica. Snake then encountered Huey, a wheelchair-bound scientist being forced to work for the CIA. Huey revealed the CIA's terrifying plot. They were developing a system by which, following radar detection of an enemy nuclear launch, AI would analyze all available data and automatically execute a retaliatory nuclear strike at appropriate targets. Although designed to increase the power of nuclear deterrence, Coldman, the CIA Central American Station Chief, planned to actually launch a nuke to demonstrate the effectiveness of automated retaliation. This demonstration was only 5 days away. Snake rushed to the development lab to stop the AI from being completed. Upon infiltrating the lab, Snake was greeted by the voice of the same voice of his lost mentor, but this in fact was the voice of the retaliatory system's AI. It was developer Dr. Strangelove had selected the boss, a so-called greatest soldier who ever lived, as the AI's intellectual model. However, succumbing to personal obsession, Strangelove had deviated from her research's original purpose. Not only had she reproduced the boss's voice, she was on the verge of bringing her psyche back to an AI form, driven by a bizarre kind of love. What if the boss could truly be revised in every detail, only if in AI form? Snake hesitated as Strangelove's idea touched his sense of loss. His guard down, Snake was immediately captured. The boss's AI was complete, and Peace Walker, the nuclear-equipped walking battle tank housing the retaliatory AI system, went active. I should have drank some coffee before this, jeez. Oh. Snake fought in vain as Peace Walker prepared to fire a nuke, but in the catastrophe it was ultimately a machine that saved mankind from nuclear annihilation. The boss AI sank Peace Walker to the bottom of Lake Nicaragua, stopping the launch. The crisis behind the Snake took advantage of recent mobilization and continued Buzzer Base's expansion indefinitely. Snake understood that the AI had acted to save the world, but not to change the fact that the system based on the boss's might had chosen at last to lay down its weapon. As a weapon himself, Snake felt the act to be a rejection of his life. Undeterred, Snake and Miller invited Doctors Huey and Strangelove to Mother Base to develop Metal Gear Zeke, a bipedal weapon they eventually equipped with a nuclear warhead, suddenly making their unit a nuclear power. Meanwhile, Mother Base took in pause, already an orphan, but now left without even her KGB benefactor following the end of this crisis. However, this was engineered as an intelligence agency known as C.I.A. Under C.I.A.'s orders, Paz got close to Amanda, Chico, and the others while exploring more and more of the base, secretly plotting to hijack Zeke. Her objective was to use the weapon as a bargaining chip to force Snake into becoming the military arm for C.I.A. Paz's attempt failed when Snake defeated Zeke, and she was thrown beneath the waters of the Caribbean. It was only then that Snake learned Chico had fallen in love with her. A diary kept on her base discovered several days later. It was a young girl torn between saving C.I.A. and following her heart. Perhaps due to Paz's resilient existence of Snake's nuke to C.I.A., the International Atomic Energy Agency contacted Mother Base with a request that if it agreed to do a nuclear inspection. If the word got Snake's unit had a nuclear weapon, it would face severe criticism from all around the world, but Huey, acting on his own, informed the IAEA that Mother Base would allow the inspection. His reasoning was that as long as they kept Zeke and his nuke hidden from inspectors, they could demonstrate to the international community they were not a threat. The option to call off the inspection having expired, Snake and his men reluctantly got preparations underway. Meanwhile, Amanda deployed to Cuba to assist the Sandistas, learning that Paz had survived. The timing could have not been worse. Suspecting her of turning her back on the organization, C.I.A. had captured Paz and was interrogating her at a U.S. military base on the southern tip of Cuba. Chico learned of this and went out to save Paz by himself. It had not been long before a radio message from Chico reached Mother Base saying he too had been captured. With an idea as to C.I.A.'s true identity, Snake could not allow what Chico and Paz knew to fall into their hands. Furthermore, if he could rescue Paz, he might be able to get information from her that would help him win the fight back against C.I.A. On the eve of nuclear inspection, Snake made the decision to leave for Cuba. And with that little backstory there, let's just get into the game. This works in a mission selection screen, right? So these are just little side missions you can do. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play it on hard. Well, it won't even let me choose hard, so I guess I'm going for normal. But, oh, that's cool, he actually gets up. But, oh, and then here's more backstory in the loading screens. So, basically, the whole story, if you didn't wanna, you just skip through all that backstory, is that Snake was part of Virtuous Mission, which was part of the 1st Fox unit. And he basically had to go kill his mentor and stop there from being just an all-out nuclear war. Then he went, well, since they retconned portable ops, so then later in like 1974, he basically went out and made, oh wait, hold on. So here's how this is gonna work. I'm gonna be quiet for the cutscenes. And I don't know if subtitles are automatically on. I'll see after this cutscene here, but I'm gonna shut up now and hope you enjoy.
She told us everything. Don't worry, I kept my word. She didn't suffer long. Here. You earned it. How's it feel to play the traitor? No more war games. You're a real man now, soldier. Give my regards to your boss when you get home.
"10 days ago, we got reports that Paz was still alive.
She survived.
She was rescued by a Belizean fisherman who found her drifting in the Caribbean.
So what's the plan? Silence her before we're compromised?
No. I've got something else in mind. Our friends at C.I.A suspect Paz could be a double agent. She's being held for interrogation at a camp on the southern tip of Cuba.
Blacksite. Nice. A slice of American pie on communist soil, and out of U.S. legal jurisdiction.
The upcoming inspection of Mother Base has to be connected somehow. The timing's too perfect.
The UN's nuclear inspection.
My guess is they're trying to corroborate Paz's leak.
We're an army without a nation.
Word of our capabilities gets out, and we'll have the whole world out to shut us down. Having an American private intelligence agency involved's bad news. C.I.A.'s the ones who sent Paz to us in the first place.
She knows their true nature.
Right. Paz is our only link to C.I.A. If she's still alive, we need her on our side.
Go! Move!
So who's the other target?
That would be Chico. He's being held in the same area as Paz. Last radio contact was 40 hours ago. Find them both. Bring him back alive. Enter the compound from the south cliff. Secure Chico and Paz, then report back from the rendezvous point. We'll send a chopper from across the Cuban border. You should be back at Mother Base in time for lunch. You'll probably just miss our guests. The only catch is you go in solo. The politically sensitive nature of the mission means backup is not an option.
Fine. I like some alone time now and then. Kept you waiting, huh?
Are being held in an old unused part of the compound. Get inside and head northeast.
Oh, alright.
This is an infiltration.
I got a lot of freaking chills from that.
Before you go any further, use your binoculars.
So, okay,
to recon the area.
from what I can tell so far, controls are like Peace Walker. You hold, you use A to do stuff like that. But hold on.
Left or right. If you do that, hold
So you can automatically go into cover. Oh, you can roll too. Hold on.
Keep low. You can check the controls on the pause screen. What do you see? Press the call button to get more intel.
Alright, so there's definitely... Alright. I don't know if this is the best spot to be.
Quiet. Those new guys. You see their choppers? Who are they with?
It's me, man. Green Berets, SEALs.
Ooh, okay.
Jarhead birds, I can tell you that. Some paramilitary setup?
Some of the guys are saying. You know what? Best we just got right?
Alright, let's
an obstacle. Press the action button.
Well, okay. Okay, so that's a detection meter then. So it's kind of like more like a lot more like Splinter Cell, which is what people were complaining about. But so far, this is a really good looking game. Oh, and that's how you switch through your inventory. Okay. So this feels a lot like Peace Walker. Let me get up here. I want to take out the guy on the searchlight. So let's aim up high. There. And B, I'm guessing B's reload? Yeah, okay. So we got another guy over there. We could probably try and sneak in through over here. It's definitely a door. Yeah, let's lockpick it.